Hey, Amy Posner here, and I want to talk to you today about a project I've done a lot. It's something I've done for clients. It's something that I think every copywriter should have in their arsenal, and that is the lead gen funnel. Okay, so let's talk lead gen funnel. Funnels are fun. Funnels can be configured 10 million different ways. I have found that the lead gen funnel is a really cool thing to sell as a productized service, and it's a really important thing to have for yourself. So let's talk about what it is. So a lead gen funnel is obviously to bring in prospects for a business, people who have an interest at a varying stage of interest in what's being offered. They may have, their state of awareness, maybe they know nothing about it, or it may be all the way on the high state of awareness where, they're solution aware, they're product aware. This is something that they're informed about. So what you want to do is create a few different assets to make up a lead gen funnel. So first you have, your traffic. Where is your traffic coming from? It might be paid traffic, it might be Google or a Facebook ad, could be email to your list. It could be email to other people's lists, could be a webinar. I mean, there's a million ways that you can bring traffic to a page. So what you do is you have an ad that talks about whatever this lead magnet is, whatever this piece of anchor content is. And this piece of anchor content has a really, really compelling title. And what this content is, it can be any format, doesn't matter. It could be written, it could be audio, it could be video. Typically they're written and they're usually PDFs somewhere in the 7 to 12 page range. Now, what should happen with a lead magnet? It should contain really valuable content. I should be able to do something I couldn't do before I engage with content, or know something I didn't know that's strategic and actionable. So you want this to be really valuable. And, if you're thinking, I can give away my best stuff for free, which I have heard many a time, consider that it's a really good idea. It's how you make an impression. And I am a big fan of exchanging value before you exchange money. Like, I want to deliver value. I want you to feel valued. And then that makes it easier for us to do business and complete our transaction. So the lead magnet is this valuable piece of content, and it is sold. It's free. It's an opt-in, but it is sold or presented on a landing page. And landing pages are kind of short form sales pages. They're very formulaic. But what the page is doing is selling this free piece very, very lightly. It's telling people the benefits they're going to get from interacting with this piece of content. Now, here's the thing, you've done it yourself. Oh, that's really interesting. I must have it. And then you sign up for it. It drops into your inbox and you promptly forget about it. And that's why we have an email series. So what happens on the landing page is you have this anchor piece of content with a really compelling title, like a must-have title. Funnily enough, that's really, really important because that's what gets the person to want it. They're like, oh, I need to know that thing. And then they get on your list. And really the point of them being on your list is so you can engage with them, so you can nurture them, so you can talk to them and be in conversation with them over time. And theoretically, build the know, like, and trust equation over time. So you have this landing page. The landing page has an opt-in with a form where they can exchange their email address for this valuable piece of content. But the landing page really wants to sell the content because, everything's an effort, right? The person clicks through from the ad, say, goes to the landing page, and now it's like, what happens? It's like, oh, do I have time to read something? Is this going to really be valuable? Is it worth it? So the page reinforces that, yes, in fact, this is in fact something that you want. Once they opt in, they very often don't read the piece. And so we create our follow-up marketing based on the assumption that they probably haven't read it. And if they have, some of this will be repetitive, but that's okay. Repetition in marketing works brilliantly. So what happens now is you have a series of emails, could be 7 to 10 emails off of this one piece. It might be that they get on your list forever and now get, whatever content you're putting out on a regular basis. But what this series does that follows up on them receiving the piece is it gives them some of the tidbits of the content. So you'll talk about a thing and you'll say like, oh, like we're on page 4, I show you how you can craft the headline to be blah, blah, whatever it is. And you teach them that lesson right in the email. So 2 things can happen. One is like, oh, this person just taught me something valuable. This is great. Now I know it. Good feeling about them. Or I might go, oh, that is really interesting. I forgot I downloaded that piece, or I haven't gotten to it yet. Let me go get to it. And maybe they'll interact with it. And so the whole series of emails can do that. Right? No harm if they've already read it. It's a reminder. If they haven't read it, they learn something new, and it's perhaps a reminder to read it and interact with it. So the whole point of this is if people are visiting your website, and you don't have an opportunity to engage with them, it is a huge lost opportunity. If you think of your website being your online presence, like your brick and mortar store would be an in-person presence. I mean, can you imagine? And we've all had this retail experience where you walk in and they ignore you and there's no customer service happening, as opposed to walking in and the place has ambiance and it feels nice and the people, they're friendly, but they're not in your face. What kind of feeling are they creating? That's number one. Number two, if they don't get a chance to interact with that person, how can they make an impression or make a sale? So if someone comes in and they leave and nothing ever happens, you have no chance to engage with them. And so it's a really easy sell to a business owner to talk about, look, this is the most valuable real estate you own, and it can be generating more business for you. And the way that it can be doing it is by lead gen. Now, some clients will already have lead gen. Sometimes their lead gen is really dated. It's like they put it up because they were supposed to, and then they've forgotten about it. And even like what they're offering may not be like relevant to their current offerings. And so how I did this when I was doing these often for clients, so what I would do is I would just go around to different websites and see, did they offer something? And if they did, I would go through the process. I'd get the thing and I would see, does the process flow smoothly? Does it work? Is the piece relevant? And then you also look for the through line. So say you're doing an ad, and then you've got your landing page and you've got your lead magnet, and then over here you have your email. So you want to do what we call message matching in the through line. So that means whatever the ad said, you want to repeat some of that content here. And you want to repeat it, have it be relevant to the title. And then you want to bring that up in the emails, because what happens, especially from an ad, and this is just really important if you're doing ads at all and they're driving people somewhere, you want to make sure you message match so that the ad makes sense to the person when they land on the page. It's not a disconnect. I mean, and that's like the classic bait and switch where like, oh, it's this thing about how, I'm going to give you some money or something that everyone would click on, not anymore, and then you'd go over there and it was, it had nothing to do with that at all. Obviously that doesn't work. It needs to be relevant to what you're offering, but there needs to be a through line, because if the person doesn't hit the page and have instant recognition that this is where they came from and where they're going, doesn't look like it's the same type of thing, doesn't look aesthetically the same, or the message is different, they might just jump. So you want to be very careful to message match throughout all of the content. Now, I think this is something that every copywriter should have. It's really, really important. I think everyone should have an anchor piece. You need something that demonstrates your expertise and that isn't you talking about it. And that's what the anchor piece can do. And then if you're talking about this anchor piece or you're talking about, your beliefs and your thoughts on social, now you can refer people to the anchor piece. And you're just continually doing that and finding ways to get that out in front of people. In fact, when I first launched my full-time copywriting business, I did a lumpy mail package. It was a chocolate bar with my name and my URL and some bullet points of benefits I offered in a really cool package with a letter. And the letter basically was taking them offline to a lead magnet online so they could find out about me. And at that time, it was an information kit. And it was incredibly successful, even getting them from offline to online. But the idea being that there was a message match, and that I was able to find them and hit their pain points and know what mattered to them, and then go after them using that technique. In closing, this is something that you should absolutely have, so you can have a continuously running pipeline, and it can be a great client project too. There's so many funnels with so many different moving parts and different goals and so many like paths you can take off of them. But this is the one that I would do is a pretty straightforward funnel. What differed was the way people came in usually, right? Like sometimes it would be paid traffic. Sometimes it was, an email. Sometimes it was email leading to a webinar, leading to, instead of a landing page. So there's a lot of different things you can do in there. But this one that I've described to you, it's simple, it's effective, it stood the test of time. And I really believe that if you're online and you don't have something like this, you're missing opportunity. You're leaving money on the table essentially. So I recommend that you get one of these together for yourself. And, if you're looking for thing that you can hang your hat on and this appeals to you, it's very easy to find clients if they don't have this and they understand what it is, who want it, because it seems like you're missing something once you understand what it is and you don't have it. And so you want it. I hope that helps you to think about how to create a marketing funnel for yourself and perhaps how to create them for clients. If you have any questions about it or the particulars, put them below because I will answer. And you can also be notified find the bell. You can be notified when these videos drop each week if you click on the bell. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Keep an eye out for my Take the Helm membership coming up in about 4 to 6 weeks, where you can get some personal input from me on your business and some help to grow it. Bye for now.